What's good? What's good? Now, shut up. Festo was good. I just spoke to him too. I just spoke to Randy. Let's get the likes up, y'all. Let's get it up, man. We're going to go in today, man. Y'all got me for like an hour. Daniel Berry, what up, bro? Let's get the likes up. I like how the likes looking so far, man. I really like how the likes looking so far. Yeah, he trying to come home now. She trying to come home. That's the main thing. Yeah, he trying to come home. But that right there be kind of hurting. That's what hurting him now, to be honest. Maurice, what up? Maurice was good. Greg Brown, what up? Was good. Let's go. Let's go, man. Yeah, Kmart check Dre, but we're gonna get into that. First, I want to get into in another 30 seconds. I'm gonna get into Raymond, Felton, and Theo Pinson, man. I definitely got to get into them guys there, man. And when y'all hear this, y'all and see this the thing that get me mad. When these NBA players, I'm gonna talk to these NBA players right now. I'm gonna talk to them guys, man. Right? This is. I'm speaking for. I think everyone. I think I'm speaking for everyone, right? When us fans, y'all could tell me where I'm wrong. Well, us fans, yeah. God bless him, dead, Rodney Rogers, and I don't know how true it is, but they said Rasul Butler. I don't know how true that is by saying Rasul Butler and Rodney Rogers. Rest in peace to those guys, man. I must definitely say Rodney Rogers. I ain't gonna speak on Rasul Butler because it could Instagram, they be putting a lot of bullshit out. But I ain't gonna speak on Rasul Butler. But I'm going to definitely talk about Rodney Rogers. Rodney Rogers, he was a guy 6'7", built like a tank. His chest was out here. He had arms. Rodney Rogers built. He was athletic. He'd dunk on you, and he was knocking down the threes. He was brute strong. He's left-handed. He's out of Wake Forest. He was good. He was good. He was a real good player. But the difference is, right now, Rodney Rogers would be a super beast in the NBA right now. See, the thing about Rodney Rogers back then, he was only 6'7". He didn't have long arms. He could jump. But the thing was, back then, them power forwards was 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", from 6'9" and up. And he was like a small 6'7", like with no long arms and nothing like that. So he couldn't defend anybody. And he had like a tween height. See, back then it was a positionless. Back then, if you wasn't the right height, you couldn't play that position. You couldn't play that position if you wasn't that height. Like you can't if you was let's say if you had a strictly like a Rodney Rogers like a power forward. Like I said, he had the arms. He was big as shit. Big ass arm, big chest. He was big. But he was a power forward, but he had small forward height. See, back then, you couldn't get over like that. If you was you can't be a 2 guard with a point guard height. It's definitely gonna affect your draft style. Guys don't get drafted like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? And if you was a power forward and a small forward height, it hurts you. You had a lot of guys like that. Even Gary Trent. Gary Trent is the father of Gary Trent. Gary Trent Sr. Gary Trent Sr. was super strong, but he's only like 6'5". That's Gary Trent, the one y'all see in the NBA, his pops. His pops was like 6'5", but he was a power forward. The same thing like Darvin Ham. Darvin Ham was probably legit 6'6", and Rodney Rogers. Rasul Butler passed away in 2018. You're right. He did pass away in 2018. I'm bugging, but maybe today is the day because I saw it pop up today. But you're right, he did been die. Yeah, because I'm bugging. I'm like, I swear I noticed already. But yeah, he you had to go against a lot of guys that was tall, 6'9", 6'10", 6'11", and they played tall. So it was hard defensively. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was hard defensively. You know what I'm saying? And Rodney Rogers, like I said, he was good. Then he got into an accident. He's paralyzed. Like, Rodney Rogers definitely was a good basketball player, man. Rest in peace to him, man. Rest in peace to Rodney Rogers. But I want to talk about Theo Pinson and Raymond Felton, and they had Darren Williams. Darren Williams on Theo Pinson and Raymond Felton's show. Theo Pinson and Raymond Felton has a show, right? And damn, matter of fact, I'm gonna let y'all listen to it. They had a show, right? They got a sports show, and to me, these guys have to be. These guys have to be more responsible than that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'll let you guys hear it. Take this in here.
Oh my God.
Houston gonna have to get back one of the pieces though.
Bye-bye, amen. Bye-bye, amen. If you can find a way to not get rid of amen.
Would you give up Sengun?
Would I give up Sengun? Ain't no way. Ain't no way. For Kyrie coming off of ACL? No way.
I gotta think about it. I gotta talk about it.
I don't know if I can say no way that fast. I don't know if I say no way. Kyrie's injury prone. What if he's not? If he's not injured, at this point, he's in championship mode. So at that point, get me to a team that can win. We looked at it yesterday, too. They got a money problem.
They got a massive money problem.
They might have to just get rid of these guys to not be over there. I don't even know what this apron and all this other shit is. Are you taking it for the Mavs? You scrapping this shit?
Yeah, because they're not going to win this year. But you know why they need to tank this year? It's because they don't control their draft picks for the next, I think, 3 years after this year. So if the Mavericks want to get something, they got to tank this year.
You guys heard that? This is the foolishness. He said, Theo Pinson said he would trade Kyrie, if he Houston, he would trade Kyrie Irving for, he'd trade Amon Thompson for Kyrie Irving. And then they said maybe Sengun. I said, this guy is crazy. This guy is crazy. And then Darren Williams, I think he should have spoke up a little more. Now, let's break it down. Nobody, like I said, I like Kyrie and everything. But I think Kyrie, to me, I think in a big scheme of things, in public eye, I think Kyrie's a bit overrated. Reason why I say I think Kyrie's a bit overrated, because as they talks about Kyrie like he's a number one. Kyrie is not a number one option. Kyrie is not a number one option. And the way they talk, a lot of people talk about him, they put him up there like he's a number one. He's not a number one option on the championship team. He's not. And the reason why is a lot of things. And like I said, I don't need to go into all that. But Kyrie is not consistent like people portray him out to be. When you have a number one option and you're in a 7-game series, you have to at least be hella good for 5 of them games. If you're gonna go 7-5, you having 5 dynamic games, and the other 2 is you still produce, but your field goal percentage. Let's say, for instance, let's say a guy still have 30 points, but he shot maybe 40% from the field. Then it's like, all right, he got you 30, even though he shot 40%, but he still got you 30. That's what Kobe was doing. Kobe get you 30, but he may have like them poor shooting games, right? And Kyrie goes down. He goes to where he getting you 13 points. That can't happen. It can't happen. And there'll be a lot of those games, and he ain't getting you 5 good games in a series. He's not getting you 5 good games in the series. But that's not the point. The one, Kyrie's 33. Now, if you're saying Kyrie back in the days, okay, cool. One, Kyrie is 33 years old, right? And number 2, he's coming off an ACL. Why would they do that, trade Kyrie? Because now, we already saw KD and Kyrie. You already saw that already, how that looked. It didn't look how people thought it was going to look. This guy, Thompson, had real defense. Thompson is the real thing. I'm not trading no Thompson for him. Thompson do make a lot of winning plays, and then not only that, he's the prototypical size that you need in today's NBA. You watched that game last night against Denver. Like I said, he's still young. He's still learning. But you need that on switches. He holds on off switches. And then defensively, he's good. He's athletic. He's the prototypical type right now that you want in the NBA. And that is the thing where when you scouting players, you have to look at his impact. He has that type of impact that once he start winning, close that door. Watch your finger, man. Once he start winning and get it, you can see that he will. Close the door, man. I say close the door. You turn the thing up loud. Once he start winning and get comfortable and mature and settle down, he's going to be a beast. You don't trade a man Thompson for no Kyrie Irving right now. Talk about he's on championship mode. One thing about them twins, right? They different from a lot of these NBA players. I really like both of them. They got the mindset. Number one, they basketball junkies. The twins. This is why I've always been a big fan of Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is a basketball junkie. The twins they know every single player in the NBA. They know I guarantee you, they may be the only person can do that. They know every single player in the NBA. That's all they do is watch basketball all day. They basketball junkies. That's number one. Number two, in the playoffs, what you need, they got that. They're going to battle. They're going to compete, and that's what you need. Them guys going to compete. You're not going to chance. Now, this is how stupid he is. Kyrie's 33, coming off an ACL. We all know coming off an ACL, this year is kind of going to be a wash. So let's say he come back March. They replace him Fred VanVleet, but now you got a big gap in hole if you miss him at the wing defensively. Now you got a position that you can't get right now. Now that happens, right? And he played it. You missing that. Kyrie comes. You don't win a championship. Now you done. Now he's 34. He'll be 34, I believe, in May or June. Now he's 34. Now a year older. You just don't. And his salary way higher. You just don't do that. You don't make a move like that. And they ain't supposed to say that. Because Theo Pinson, I'm talking to you and Raymond Felton. When us guys, let's say guys, spectators who watch the NBA for years, when we see former NBA players on podcasts and stuff, we be wanting to know stuff. We want to learn it and get something out of it. We really like the backstories. Like the backstories how Rashad McCann and Raymond Felton, backstories backstories like that, stories that behind the scenes we might not know from a fan point of view. And then also speaking the game. Like when I think it's a responsibility. I don't know if you guys did it for a hot take, you know what I'm saying? Because you have a podcast. See, that's what I'm not there yet. I'm not me personally, I'm not there yet where I'm chasing for hot takes. And I do take it personal when I see NBA players. And some people, I think I spoke, I did, I don't think, but I definitely spoke on this before. When they was like, "Oh, Raymond, that's the name of the game." I don't do like hot take titles. I just don't do that. I think, yeah, it's slow. I probably can get more views doing certain things, certain way. These guys look for viral moments, say shit like that. And then they said, Sagoon. That made it even worse. They said, ain't no clear no. Y'all heard it. They talk about Sagoon. There's no way you even think about no Sagoon for no Kyrie Irving. There's no even way. I don't give a fuck if it's Kyrie Irving 5 years ago. I'm not trading him for no Sagoon. I'm not. You know what I'm saying? You just don't do that. Like, these guys, they say these guys be in the NBA, then the first thing they say, oh, you guys don't know about the pro. Y'all ain't played the game. Y'all said these having conversations with these guys really don't know about basketball like that. They don't. They don't. I sit in a chair with any of these dudes, any of them. They really don't. And they don't. And like, now I'm gonna pivot to the Draymond and Kenyon Martin situation, right? And first, I'm gonna definitely say, I do believe that Draymond definitely have basketball knowledge. That's why I ain't gonna lie, Dray, out of all them guys on TV, and I'm not a fan of Draymond, and I lost a lot of respect how Draymond be sucking on LeBron like that. I lost a lot of respect for Draymond, but I ain't gonna lie, I can listen to Draymond. I can listen to Draymond because Draymond, he know basketball. This like something he said, and I've been saying this, and I like Gilbert Arenas show is like really like a clown show. And it's sad. You got 5 guys up there, and then none of them is like super knowledgeable. None of them is super knowledgeable about the game. Some of them is better than others, but none of them is like super like knowledgeable about the game like that, right? And you could tell like Brandon Jennings and Nick Young is like the 2 losses ones. They just don't know. They don't challenge nothing. They may say a good point, but they don't even know how to defend themselves in a basketball conversation. But and it's sad that Draymond had to defend Nick Young, but Nick Young doesn't even know how to to make an own argument, and it's you. So I want to say this. This is why I said Draymond know the game when I've been saying this. They be clowning Nick Young on his ring. Draymond, Gilbert Arenas and them be like, oh, your ring don't count, Nick Young. You was on the bench. Your role was minimum, this, that, and the third, woo, right? Number one, Nick Young, his whole career, number one, was a role player. He never was a star, a top 3 player on a team. Never was like a guy, a franchise depended on. He always was a role player, a good, solid role player. A good, solid role player. He's a good player. He's a good, solid role player, right? And I look at it different. Let's say if the role Nick Young played, right? Let's say if somebody like Carmelo Anthony played a role like Nick Young played, and they said Carmelo might feel like, like I wrote a championship team and I was a guy only playing 15 minutes a game. He may feel that way, and reality is he got a ring. But he might, I'm not speaking for Kyrie Irving, but he may feel like, he may not pump his chest up and be like, yeah, I got a ring. He might not say that because because Carmelo Anthony was a star player. He was a franchise player majority of his career. So he might feel different. Nick Young always was a role player. And Draymond Green said something very important. He said, yo, how y'all going to say that He said when we played Houston, and Houston had him on the ropes, he said Nick Young came through for them in Game 6. He hit a couple of threes and swung the series. You need guys, like he said, you got your guys that going to do what they're going to do, your big dogs on the team. And then you have the mystery guys who the swing guys who swings the series. And he was 100% right about that. Draymond was 100% right about that. And maybe clowning Nick Young about his ring, he sounds stupid, but that, like I said, Nick Young couldn't even defend himself. Because he didn't have the basketball knowledge to say, hey, my role was this. I was very important to the team. I did X, Y, Z. He just don't know how. He just don't have no basketball IQ to defend himself. But Draymond defended him well, and you couldn't do any better. And they can't say nothing. Draymond been a role player his whole career, right? I mean, not Draymond. Nick Young been a role player his whole career. So he just played a lesser role than he normally had, but he was a key. That championship is warranted. That's the same way if Kenyon, if all them guys on that couch would have won a ring in Nick Young type situation, you count it as a ring. Like none of them, like they was never like. Even Gilbert, if Gilbert would have won, let's say Gilbert would have joined let's say after Gilbert had them surgeries and knees, but he's in a rotation. Became a bench player with a bench player with San Antonio or somebody. That ring is a good ring for Gilbert Arenas. If he would, Kenyon Martin, if they would have came in and they played us 18 minutes a game, and they played a solid role, played good, the same way how Richard Jefferson won the ring with Cleveland. That's a ring. When you only players who might feel slighted is Hall of Fame type players. Karl Malone. If Karl Malone would have won that year with the Lakers, it probably he would have took it because obviously he took it because he went to the Lakers to win a ring. So he definitely would have honored that. But he probably. It probably ain't celebrated if he'd have won with Utah. It's not that. But they all-time greats. Gilbert Arenas only good for a couple years. So if, like I said, if he would have been in Nick Young's shoes, come off the bench with the Lakers after his career waddled down and won a ring, yeah, that count. I got a ring. It's not like you rode the bench was getting DMPs. You came in and you was playing in the games in a rotation, coming off the bench. You in a rotation. Yes, that ring counts. So, like I said, that part about Draymond, I really like that he did with Kenyon Martin. But the thing is, Kenyon Martin slaughtered him. Kenyon Martin slaughtered him because Draymond, the thing what hurt Draymond's career the most, I'm gonna tell you what hurt Draymond's career the most. And this is where Draymond do too much talking. But you know what hurt his career the most? When Steph and Clay was out and he couldn't do nothing. That hurt his career. He'd have been better off when they went out, he went out. That right there, when Kenyon Martin said that, because see, before that, we all know that Draymond didn't really have game like that, but at the end of the day, he was very impactful and very important to that team. He was very impactful and very important to that team. Very important, right? And the thing is, it's always going to be that he wrote their coattails. That year there, you was in your prime, you in your 20s, that year when Steph is not like now, like you're 30-something. That year, I believe that was in 2000. What year was that when Steph and Clay was out? What year was that when Steph and Clay was out? When Steph and Clay was out that year, they both, Clay was out for a year, then Steph missed a bunch of games. They both was out, and Draymond was looking crazy. He was getting 5 points. I'm watching the game, He was looking. There's nothing when he tried to be a gorilla. It didn't mean nothing. His value. It showed that he has no real impact. He is not like some players. You be like when your guys go out, his numbers. That right there, what Kenyon Martin said killed him, and that I think hurt his argument with a lot of stuff. To me, I'm putting it like that. There's some players in the league that he said that I disagree, like a better basketball player overall. I disagree with some of the guys on the list, but majority of the guys on the list definitely better than Draymond. A lot of guys on that. See, reason why you have to look at everything. See, the thing is with Draymond. Draymond not a good rebounder like that. The thing with Draymond played good defense, and he is a solid passer. Outside, he got a great eye. He had 3 strengths. He has great IQ, he definitely a good defender. Like, you can't take that from him. But especially in this era. But I think if he's in the other era, his defense, like him saying, Kenyon Martin, you can't compare. You didn't play against the guys Kenyon Martin played. You did not play against the guys Kenyon Martin played. And so, in this era, and it's hard to like throw him in the era, he played good defense right now. He played good defense. He good passer, and he had great IQ. He has those, and IQ does matter, and that's the thing. That's why he really gets over in today's game. These guys in today's game is dumb as shit. Today's NBA players is dumb as shit. You know what I'm saying? But he has a high IQ. He definitely have high IQ. You can't take that from him. He's a good defender, and he's a solid passer. Those his strengths. But a lot of the guys, like I said, and if you throw him back in it, he got killed. He can't do nothing with Rasheed Wallace. Couldn't do nothing with Chris Webber. Wouldn't be able to do nothing with Tim Duncan, nothing with Kevin Garnett, nothing with Dirk. A lot of them guys would have destroyed him. LaMarcus Aldridge, a lot of them guys would have destroyed him. You know what I'm saying? And the players I think jumped out, I wouldn't be quick to say he's better than. I heard he said David Lee. I'd say Draymond better. Draymond better, because you have to look at it like this. Yes, he may be better, but Draymond impact. I think if a team is solid, like if you throw both of them on good teams, his impact is more than his. Who else he said that I disagree? He definitely said David Lee. I take Draymond over David Lee. I know he was trolling when he talked about Bo Outlaw and them. Draymond definitely way better than them. He definitely not better than Tom Chambers. But for the most part, he wasn't better than a lot of the guys that he named. A lot of guys he named, he definitely wasn't better than. And he said, Brian Grant, was good, but that's what I'm saying. It's hard because, okay, if you put it this way, if you put Draymond back then, I think Draymond would have a problem. He's too short. I would say Brian Grant would be better than him back then. Now, if you put him today's, I think Draymond's better than him in today's. I think Brian Grant would be solid, real good player, strong, physical, this, that, he'd be good. But Brian Grant was good. Then he said Antonio Davis, and he definitely wasn't better than Odell Davis. Antonio Davis. I don't know. Jose, what up? Lee Kennedy, what up? He said he a great role player. That's about it. What's his name? NX son. Elise, what up? Like Mark. See, that's the thing. But Draymond, but he's not better than Kenyon Martin. He's not better than Kenyon Martin. He's not better than Kenyon Martin. There's a lot of guys that's better than Draymond Green. Easy. Like a lot of them guys is because Draymond. I think if Draymond didn't have that, I think once that season, I probably would look at Draymond a little different if that I ain't see him in that season. That season, in my eyes, it crushed Draymond. Cause now y'all know me. I scout and he looked at bad, and I'm like, now that put him in. He couldn't even do nothing. He was getting like 5-6 points. Like you'll think like even taking a shot like he couldn't. And he was like 28 or 29 when that happened. How old is Draymond at 30? If he's 35, if Draymond's like 29 when that happened, you dead in your prime. No real injuries is no excuse. Most players go crazy. Most players go crazy once they get the opportunities and stuff like that. They go crazy. He didn't do nothing. Draymond did nothing. Do me a favor, put the stuff in the dryer. He did nothing. And Kenyon Martin bothered him. And then the thing is, Draymond never answered his question. He said, hey, Rain, was Mac B talking about you when he said Kareem or Rain should have rapped for Cam? You think that was enough handing him a CD? I have to see it. I don't know. I have to see it. What was that he talking about? When did he say that? When did Max B say that Kareem? I have to see it to know who he's talking about. You see that? Oh. You see the car? I had to, he said it was an interview at Complex with Mason Cam. He was talking about when he first started rap. I don't know. I don't know of a Kareem that lives over there. I'm the only Kareem live over there. Big Baby, what up, bro? I have to see that interview to know who he's talking about. But Draymond exposed himself to me. That right there, and the way he be sucking LeBron, I lost a lot of respect for him. A lot of respect for him. And he is a fake tough guy. He is. He is a fake tough guy. That when the flu back then. One thing about back then, that when the flu, that stuff he did, a lot of stuff these guys get away with now wouldn't have happened back then. It wouldn't have happened back then. It wouldn't. It wouldn't happen back then. Being straight up, that definitely wouldn't happen back then. Draymond undersized, like I was just talking about Rodney Rogers. Now, mind you, skill set wise, Rodney Rogers way more advanced than Draymond. He was more athletic. He was a good shooter. He was left-handed. He was a good shooter. And not only that, he rebounding wise, he's I think probably a little better rebounder. Draymond not a good rebounder. He's solid, but he's not a guy getting 10 rebounds and stuff like that. He's not that. Draymond strength, like I said, IQ right now is golden. IQ right now is golden. You have an IQ, like that's why Austin Reeves is benefiting in the NBA. Austin Reeves benefiting because he's in the league with a bunch of dumb MF. Austin Reeves is one of the top guys that's IQ wise in the game. Draymond back then, the IQ was a dime a dozen. There's a lot of guys IQ, so he wouldn't have been able. A lot of stuff he getting over with, like smarts wise, he wouldn't have been able to do. He wouldn't have been able to do. So right now he able to get over because he is one of the smartest guys in the league, and he played good defense. He played good defense. And the thing with Draymond know in the playoffs when to do, like I said, you got to give him credit. He know when the team need that boost. He know how to get in these guys' head. These guys are soft. He worked for today's NBA. He said, Green a clown for saying don't trade for marketing. He said, don't trade who for marketing? He said, don't trade who for marketing? He's going to go to the station and trade for marketing? What young pieces? What team? Everything, I'll be a little more clear. So maybe he got a point, maybe he don't. Who he saying? The Warriors? Oh, he's crazy. He crazy. The Warriors don't got no. I'm trading marketing for the young people. Them guys, you already can see where they're going to be. Kuminga is solid, but I don't think Kuminga is better than no marketing. Marketing will help them win more than Kuminga. We could throw him at the center. He's stupid for saying that. And Moody is nothing but, to me, going to be a good bench player. I think Moody is a good bench player. That's about it. I'm not crazy about Badinsky. And that's the only three guys I could think of that's young on 18. Kuminga good, but Kuminga is, he don't have no real impact on winning to me. Like LaMelo Ball, if I'm Charlotte, I would want to trade LaMelo Ball. The only way I wouldn't trade LaMelo Ball if he had like a big fan, if he a reason why we get our fans. But LaMelo don't play winning basketball at all. He's not playing, and what you could get from him, your team can improve. I would trade LaMelo Ball in a heartbeat. A lot of these guys not that good in the NBA. These guys put up numbers. LaMelo's not that good like people think. I would play LaMelo Ball in a heartbeat. I'd trade Kuminga in a heartbeat. Kuminga don't fit that style of play, and I think he's more of a numbers guy than a production guy, if you ask me. Like, for instance, I'm gonna say something, right? And this is what I think a mistake. I think a mistake that Denver made. This is a big mistake that Denver made. They should have gave Peyton Watson extension. Reason why I said they should have gave him extension, because you could have got him for a low number. You could have signed him back for maybe, I could be wrong. I don't know what him and his team might ask for, but you probably could have got him back, could have got him for like $15 million a year. Now that Christian Brown is out and he's starting, Chris Brown gonna be out for a nice bit of time, his value gonna shoot up. He playing, like if you watched that game yesterday, he only had 9 points, but the impact, I watched that whole game yesterday. Kevin Durant only had 13 points. He was guarding Durant the whole game. Durant only had 13 points. A lot of key times when they made their run, he was keeping the ball alive for offensive rebounds. He was doing a lot of little things. Even he did in the series when they played OKC. And I think the coach messed that up. They took him out and put in Michael Porter Jr. in the playoffs. See, people look at scoring all the time. I look at him, like him and the Twins, they kind of very similar. The Twins right now, maybe, they kind of similar. They athletic-wise, they're the same. They're the same height. Ahmed is the better ball handler and better passer. And Watson, I think, is the better shooter than both of them. But the thing is, guys like that who got that impact, that long 6'7" and thing like that, teams gonna go after him this summer. Because watch, I guarantee you guys, when Christian Brown come back, and watch how good he played, and y'all gonna be like, Kareem, you're right. You're gonna say, Kareem, you're right. His impact is crazy. His impact, he come in, he block shots. He runs the floor. He keep the ball alive. He do a lot of things. He had 32 the other night. He had 9 this night, but he held Durant to 13. He held Durant to 13, and he had 9. And he had 32 the other night. Now, if any of these GMs is as smart as me, they can see that. And mind you, he's going to at least play a lot more games in the start. And mind you, he's going to be playing like 30 minutes a night now. His role going to be bigger. And that's going to be enough where teams going to, even when Christian Brown come back, when they free agent, team going to throw the money at Peyton Watson. Now Denver might can't afford it. He said he's from New York but live in Charlotte. I got a lot of family in Charlotte. LaMelo, you trade them guys, like I'm telling you, you get some pieces. If I be a GM, man, it'd be hard. If I was a GM and I got an owner who got Marshall cash, I want a championship. I remember when Gilbert, and I'm the only one saying this, and people was like, this is why I said that panel with the guys he got on there, it makes sense. He was like, why people talk about Bronny averaged 4 points in college in USC. Everybody talk about he averaged 4 points and he's the 55th pick. Look at Peyton Watson. He averaged 2 points in UCLA. And look at the other kid, A.J. Johnson. He averaged 2 points. They ain't do nothing. And they got drafted in the first round, late first round. And they talk about Bronny, and he averaged 4. It's not about averaging. See, this is why a guy like me, and I said this, I was like the only one spoke on this. You can't compare Bronny, who his 4 points meant nothing. He had no impact on nothing. You scout. That's how you got to get Denver and Milwaukee. Both of them went first round. A.J. Johnson went first round Milwaukee, and Peyton Watson went first round with Denver. This is why scouting is very important. Peyton Watson, 6'7", jump out the gym, play good deep. He's good. He got limited minutes. They was able to get him late first round. The dude, A.J. Johnson. Look at their highlights, look at Bronny highlights, and you'll see right then, like, Bronny don't look like they belong. I mean, they look like they belong in the NBA. They look like they belong in the NBA. Bronny don't. You look at A.J. Johnson, he's a 6'4" point guard. Athletic, good skill. Go type in A.J. Johnson highlights. Bronny can't do nothing, none of that. None of that. So, scouting is just not. You look for impact. Some guys can get you stats and mean nothing. It means nothing. That's why I said the mistake Denver made. If I was Denver, I'm pairing Watson. Because you know, or what I think may happen, they might end up moving Cam Johnson and pairing him. He got too much. Like, you watch the game, he changed the game. He got impact. He keeps a lot of balls alive. He runs the floor hard, athletic, hit occasional threes. He be at the right place. He's good. He's good. And I like the Twins. See, guys only see numbers and stuff all the time. Kevin Durant had 13 points yesterday. 13, and that was a big game. Coming to this game, they was like, that was a measuring stick for both teams. They started off 0-2 and lost 1 game to Houston. Denver was winning, and that was a measuring stick. Aaron Gordon played 1 minute in that game, went out. Christian Braun is out. So they basically missed 2 players that whole game. Juan Law, what up, bro? Steph for the win, what up? These guys in the NBA, when y'all come on these podcasts, if y'all see me, don't worry about hot takes. You're going to get your views. You're going to get your subscribers up because who you are. Just talk good basketball. You don't need to do. I hate hot takes when it comes from them. When it comes to a regular YouTuber, I get it. You guys, when it comes to stuff like that, you don't have to. And Jeff Teague do a lot of that. Jeff Teague do a lot of hot takes. You know what I'm saying? You got a good show. 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 Like, I don't have a big audience, but I have a consistent audience, and I know guys appreciate the work I put in when I come on here because they know they're going to hit some real basketball. I'm knowledgeable about all 30 teams in the NBA. I could go a whole month while talking about the Lakers. But I know that's what you guys want, so I'm here for you guys. But I watched the basketball game. The Lakers fired Jesse and Joey Buss. That was crazy. I didn't even get to touch on that, but that was crazy. My thing is this, and they got baseball people advising them. I just hope they don't get too caught up in thinking, because they're 2 different sports. It's 2 different sports. Basketball and baseball, 2 different sports. For one, it's just 2 different sports. We all know that, without me saying that. And they have no salary cap. So I said to say this. Now, if you want to say, okay, your structure, how an organization should be run, okay, cool. Like organization should be ran a certain way. You should have, I think to me, I think with Rob having two hats, I never liked that. And then like when Jesse Buss said, they kept him out of the thing like, oh, we drafted Josefino, and that was that. See, that caused a problem right there. He said they told him automatically who they just drafted. And you going on your own merit. And look what happened. Josefino out the league. Josefino out the league. And I said, the minute they picked Josefino, I said, I would have never picked him. He do nothing great. At 17, and you look at a draft, you have to find something. You have to find something. You can't do that. A draft is not like free agency. The draft is not, let me break this down to y'all. And this is a mistake these people make. And this is why I'm siding with Joey and Jesse Buss. Right? He said from starting, that was the year Josefino got drafted, he said it was no communication. He had no input and nothing. Rob came and said, yo, this is who we drafted. They did that every year since then. And give a fuck nothing what this man had to say. That's not a good organization right there. You can't do that. You need an owner who willing to spend, but spend wisely. A president, a vice president. It's good to have a lot of different minds in the game. A lot of different mindsets in the game. You won't come and say you don't draft it. This man been watching him. Wherever you saw Josefino, you can't, the draft, let me tell you between draft and free agency. Draft and free agency. Free agency, let's say, for instance, right, let's say you need a power forward, right? Let's say, like a perfect example, somebody like Wemby, right? We all know they need a gorilla, a strong physical presence and a gorilla and next to Wemby. So let's say a physical player next to Wemby, right? Let's say you could say, okay, I put Isaiah Stewart with Wemby, right? Isaiah Stewart's solid. He's solid. Nothing great about him, right? And let's say someone like a Cam Johnson, right? Now let's say Cam Johnson and Isaiah Stewart. Cam Johnson more of a small forward, right? He's a better player than Isaiah Stewart. Definitely a better player than Isaiah Stewart, right? But let's say Cam Johnson may be $3 million per year more. Let's say, for instance, you get Cam Johnson, just throwing out numbers. You get Cam Johnson for $15 million, but you get Isaiah Stewart for $12, right? But They've both been in the league. You know exactly who Cam Johnson is. You know exactly who Isaiah Stewart is, right? Then if you spend the money on him, then you can go, okay, cool. Even though Cam Johnson's a better player, but you could say, okay, cool. He's bigger than Cam Johnson, physical, strong, enforcer, rebounder, great. He helped you in that way. You could go, okay, cool. We could have got Cam Johnson. Cam Johnson wants to play with the Spurs. We could have got him. But this guy's more of a need, right? That is free agency. Draft you can't do because you really don't. You can't just take a chance on. Now, Cam Johnson, if I'm drafting Cam Johnson's clear that he's better than Isaiah Stewart. You go with Cam Johnson. If you feel he's a better product, you go with Cam Johnson. You can't do that, the same situation in the draft you could do in free agency. You can't do it because at the end of the day, all of them is technically unknown. You got some guys that's like, it'd be hard if this guy busts out. But sometimes them guys bust out. Draft, you really just never really know. No matter how much you say you know, you may never know. Like, look for Zion. Zion showed he don't really have this, right? And Zion always hurt. Nobody can predict injuries, but I'm just saying. His heart is not there like that. He's showing he's not a leader. There's a lot of things he's showing that you'd be like, this guy's a clown. You know what I'm saying? You was a poor man from the South. You grew up. You playing with a team that's in the South. You got drafted. It's a blessing from God. See, this is why God, let me tell you this, man. I hate to say it, but I honestly think that Zion injuries, I think, is more of a curse. Reason why I said it, one thing God hates, right? One thing God hates is an ungrateful motherfucker. God, it never works out for these guys. It never works out for these guys, that ungrateful shit. Zion grew up, you a poor guy, grew up in the South. You playing on a team in the South. New Orleans getting number one pick, so fucking what? And the way you carry on in the draft, not happy, you the number one pick in the draft. New Orleans is a much better popping city than where he came from. Much bigger. It's a bigger and a much more popping city than where Zion come from. Because you want to play for the Knicks. Because you want to play for the Knicks. You walk around and pop it and act like that. God said, okay, you good just at a third. Now you bust out. You injuries. All these injuries and stuff you're doing. Nick got Cat Williams. I said Cat Williams. Nick's got Carl Towns. Now it's like Knicks ain't thinking about you. Knicks ain't thinking about you. Nobody thinking about you. You injury prone. You show you don't got no heart. You make stupid decisions. You got no real character about you, no real spirit about you. And you got injured. Now, okay, this guy gonna get injured. That ungratefulness is not worth it, man. It's not. You grew up poor. I can respect it more for guys who grew up a little bit. Like, let's say Kenyon Martin's son. Kenyon Martin had a lot of money. He made a lot of money. His son ain't grow up like that, like Kenyon Martin grew up. You see what I'm saying? So you can understand, but his son go hard. Kenyon Martin's son go hard. But if that was the case with him, you'd be like, or even like Steph Curry. He grew up with Dale Davis. Dale Davis ain't have the money. I mean, Dale Curry ain't have the money Kenyon Martin had because, you know, times change. But he grew up good. He grew up good. Like, good home, mom, dad, suburban area. Dad worked in broadcasting right after he retired. He had always had money coming in. Steph don't know what it. Steph never experienced being poor, right? So if them guys act like that, like little ungrateful, little, you kind of can understand it. When you guys that never had nothing, and you get an opportunity, what difference it make what team you go to? You play out your contract to the time come, and then if you feel fit to leave, then that do it. But be thankful, enjoy your few years in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? The draft is something you cannot play with. And Rob sat there, and when you draft, and I looked at Josefino, I seen nothing in him. It was nothing elite about him. He was not an elite ball handler, not elite passer, not elite defender, not elite the scorer, not elite athlete. It did nothing. At a 17th pick, that's why when they were saying, I got Eve Misi. I'm not saying it just for now, but Eve Misi had a legitimate upside. He jumped out the gym. He ran like a deer. Like some guys, you go, wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? You can see. What's his name? They have no elite IQ. Josefino. He just, you looked at Josefino and you could probably say, okay, he looked like, don't get me wrong, he looked like, to me, an NBA player. He didn't look like an NBA player, but he looked like a career backup. He looked like a guy I could see played 12 years in the NBA as a backup his whole career. You can't, I never looked at him as a starter. But some guys upside just jumped out the window a little more, and you're supposed to do that. At least they hit the guys out who watched them. So Rob and them, they're bad with that, with the guys. And I don't know what I think about Adu. I like Adu. Adu gonna be good. He's gonna be good. It's just that with the Lakers, you just never. The thing with the Lakers, man. Every time they have a young guy come in, he goes right back out. It goes right back out, and they're not gonna treat him. See, this is the thing. I hate to even bring this up, but this is the thing. The fans love Austin Reeves. So Austin Reeves had a fair shot and was able to get mistakes and do everything and grow as a player because he couldn't do no wrong. He couldn't do no wrong as a Laker, right? The thing with a lot of these other guys on the Lakers, they can't make the mistake. The fans jump. This is why, this is why my boy acknowledges stuff and people be mad because we see the bullshit. When it comes to like black players, they don't have the opportunity like Austin Reeves has. Like Abdul is good, but I'm scared that he might not be at the field and he's gonna end up on another team that you're gonna see more of his value from another team. He's not gonna be able to score 2 and 4 points and they cheer him. He can't do nothing wrong and his confidence build and he could do what the fuck he want until he get that. He ain't gonna have that opportunity. Because what's gonna happen is he's gonna play, he's a rookie, he's gonna make his mistakes, and then the Laker fandom will start, nah, he's not it. They're gonna start casting him saying not it. They may say he's not a smart player. He's not gonna be able to grow like that. And guess what? His confidence may get shaken some, and it may never be the same. Just like people get down on Taylor Horton-Tucker. You can't tell me Taylor Horton-Tucker is not a good NBA player. Taylor Horton-Tucker is good. He even said it, and I said these guys did him damage. When Lakers signed him to that contract, his first 3 games, he averaged 25 points. Then he got hurt. And he came back, he never was the same, but the fans got on him from the gate. They loved the Alex Caruso. And so he played 3 straight games. He averaged 25 when he came back. He didn't start the season. Taylor Horton-Tucker had 25 points. Then after that, he got hurt and working his way out. And it never been the same. The fans start pouring on him. And for a young guy like that, some guys is not going to recruit. You're not going to recruit. And people say bump people is crazy. He could dribble, he could do, but you gotta let these guys grow, especially if you see talent in them. You see talent in him. You know what I'm saying? So I like a dude, but it would surprise me he developed and going to another team because I could see his style of play. He needed his jump shot need to get better. His jump shot needs to get better, and his handle could be a little better. But that stuff, you know what I mean? He need the reps. And it's sad he's not going to get the reps Bronny getting. That's the thing that gets me mad. He's not going to get them reps. That's just why I cannot root for the Lakers. I can't root for them because they playing too many games that they played. Ooh, it's like Bush League. That's why I do hope the guy come in and clean some type of house. The guy, Mark, the owner. I hope he come in and clean some house because the way of thinking on stuff, like there's no way in hell they should have. And I'm still never living this out. And even though Mo Wagner playing good right now, he's been a solid player with Orlando, but you never supposed to took. There's no way in hell you ever supposed to took him over Mitchell Robinson. There's no explanation you could tell me why you should have took him over Mitchell Robinson. You can't tell me why you supposed to did that. Here it is. Mo Wagner, 6'10", right? 6'10". He was 23 years old. 23-year-old rookie, 6'10", right? A powerful. You know what I mean? Now, mind you, back then when they got drafted, see now his size, he's more like a center right now. But back then, he's a power forward, 6'10", solid. He's a senior coming out of Michigan. Yeah, Mitchell Robinson got one of the top high school players. Watching Mitchell Robinson now is hard because his legs is done. Mitchell Robinson, I think you watch him play, Mitchell Robinson, I don't think he could play 20-something minutes a game. He can't play 20-something minutes a game. I think Mitchell Robinson is a guy that always have to play like 15 minutes. His legs is done right now. But he's still productive, though. He still gets you off misery. He's still productive. Where your other one at? Where? So don't open no new one. Don't open no new one. Where is that, Avery? It's open already? That's his?
No. I didn't have my thing.
So, Mitchell Robinson, he was 7 foot. If you watch him when he came in, ran like a deer, up and down, blocked everything, had the handle, dunking everything, 19 years old. Then what was the reason you doing that? And then not only that, you had a team that was coming up. You had a young team at the time. You had a young team. You had a young team, up and coming team, right? You had an up and coming team where y'all was what's the sense of drafting a guy that's older that you clearly can see a role play? You look at Mo Wagner, he was nothing but you already could foresee 10 years from now, his career is nothing but a role play. His upside is a role play at best. Maybe a third string guy. Mitchell Robinson, you look, starting center. The shit he was doing, he's super quick, athletic, but they didn't do it. What would be a reason you don't do that? And you, like I said, I respect it more. If you was a team, like let's say a team like the Spurs or somebody, you was this close and you went to the finals, you lost the finals, but you need a guy a big man who could knock the floor, and you need some depth because the salary cap, y'all don't have no money. Let's say, for instance, you going into the summer and you just coming off the finals, and you like, damn, we need to add depth, but we don't really have no money. And you see a guy, you be like, I could see him getting us 15 solid minutes. He's old enough, he's mature enough, he got NBA body right now. He's physical enough, he's mature enough. He could come in right now and give us 15 minutes a game this season. And we can't afford nobody else. We have to go for it right now. We brought our whole team back. We ain't lose nobody free agency, but we're going to add this guy here that can give us 15 minutes. At that position, we need the 15 minutes. And he's physically ready right now. Then I look at it like, okay, that's different. Then you be like, oh, all right, I understand. They run it right back. They need a guy. They need him right now. Opposed to a guy you feel is skinny and physically not ready. That's not the case. That wasn't the case with the Lakers at all. They was a young team, had a bunch of young guys. He just was another young guy going with them. That was stupid. It was stupid. And that's why I said these general managers, I'm sitting here right now, not even unemployed, not even on the NBA. There's no way in the world. And I said, because I'm like, you know how much damage I could do in the NBA? You put me in the front office. You put me in the front office, and as long as they listen, I'm not saying I'm going to write 100% time, but I'm not going to do no clear as day dumb shit. That's not happening. That's not happening. And I'm not going to pick nobody because his father here, or his brother in the league, or his uncle in the league, or he got 5 million subscribers, followers, and he's popping. He bring a little flavor to it. I'm strictly basketball. I'm not worried about none of that. And the thing you have to, when you look for these rookies, because you really don't know. But once a guy got some heart, that's like a boom. And then you go from there, they talent level. They upside. It's not hard. And then it's good to listen to somebody. I ain't saying I'm a know-it-all, but maybe somebody could change my mind different, then we could come together on a decision. We could come together on a decision. And that's the thing with the Lakers. The Lakers blew a lot of times because they were stupid. Lakers supposed to be in way better position than in. Let's get the likes up. But yeah, I hope Abdul stay. I think he's gonna be good. He's tough. He has a lot of heart. He fits today's NBA. I think he's gonna be good. But the thing is, they got the JJ, the confidence and the stuff he doing for Bron. Do that to this guy, I guarantee you ain't gonna be disappointed. That's the shit that kills me. I want to see JJ with this guy here. What I do. Now that he's back, I want to see how JJ played. It's 10:07. I'm about to go outside, y'all. I'm about to move around. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Peace.